Hey guys, so this is the one that you've been waiting for. Today we are going to create a digital backdrop together and then we're going to list that for sale on Etsy. So I am so excited to share this with you, but I am not mentally ready. There are about 19 to 20 steps in creating the digital image and listing the product. I've really broken them down into very small steps, but when there's so many steps, it really is easy to get sidetracked or lost on what you're supposed to do next. So I highly recommend, like I've done, to make a list of all the steps that you need to take. And then as I go through each one, I check it off my list so I can see what do I have to do next. Like with anything, the more you do it and the more comfortable you get, the more you're going to batch things, the faster you're going to get at this. So if I'm going too slow, you can speed me up. If I'm going too fast, you can slow me down or hit the pause button. So I've also marked each step so you can watch all the way through for the first time. And then if you need to come back, you can skip to the step you need more help in. Or if you're like myself and you easily get sidetracked, what I'm actually going to do is use this video as something to follow along when I'm listing my product, just to keep me on track and maybe, speed myself up to see how fast I can get through all the steps. So before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you bump that subscribe button. It definitely helps to support the channel so I can make more videos like these. Okay, let's get started. I've included links in the description to every site that I use in order. To start off with, you're going to want to have Discord open and Canva. The prompt that I chose for today is Christmas polar bear left copy space hyphen hyphen AR, so that's aspect ratio 3.2 hyphen hyphen equality 2 hyphen hyphen style raw. You can experiment and you can take out style raw, you can take out quality 2, you can change up the aspect ratio. Instead of 3.2, you can try 2.2, or if you take it out altogether, it'll be a square. The left copy space tries to get Midjourney to leave some space on the left, which is always nice if you're going to add in a model afterwards. And if you're going to sell them as backdrops, that's what most people are going to want to do. So trying to get some space in there is really important. So we're trying to use the left copy space. If you don't want to do the Christmas theme, you could instead put Halloween pumpkin or something else. So you can play with these prompts. And then don't be afraid to roll the prompt many times. So if you click on this button here, it'll re-roll that prompt. So it'll do the prompt all over again, giving you 4 new images. And sometimes I re-rolled a prompt, 10 to 20 times to find the image that I really like. So in this one here, I really like this guy. He's really cute, but there's no space on either side. And then I rolled the prompt again. I really like this little guy, so I think that's the one I'm going to use today. And then rolled it again just to see what I got. I added a no blur to when I re-rolled it, just because I found some of them had a little bit of blur on one side or the other. When you're normally in a photo shoot, the model's not going to have blur on her, or them, so it's kind of hard to get that into the picture. So getting that blur out or saying no blur can be helpful. And this guy here was pretty cute too, and he's got some space there on the left, so I might use him as well. But I did upscale this guy, so we'll start with him. We're going to click on web, and that'll take you to your Canva Explorer page. So before I save it, I'm going to copy it and bring it over to Canva. So you right click, copy image. I'm going to come over to Canva. I'm going to click on create a new design, and we'll go custom size. Because I have it as a landscape, I'm going to create a design of 3000 by 2000. If it was portrait mode, I would do 2000 by 3000. This is going to be the start of our Etsy mockups. Right now, I'm just testing the design. So I right click and paste, scale it to be full size. This is not going to be the end image that I use for the mockups. I just want to make sure that a model looks good in there. So I'm just going to search for kids Christmas snow. I'm trying to find a little kid maybe dressed up in a snowsuit playing in the snow. Now, I do have Canva Pro, so if you don't, you're only going to be seeing the free images. So this step is optional. It is one of the more time-consuming steps, often to find a good model to put into your picture. A number of stores on Etsy do not do this, but it does help to create more images that you can put up showing people how they can use your product. I like to do it because it gives me peace of mind that the image really is workable, it is usable. But again, you can skip this step, especially if you have the free version of Canva. It can be more challenging to find a good model to put into the picture. You do also have an option of creating your model in Midjourney and bringing that model into the image, removing the background if you are on the free version and you're just not finding a good model in Canva. But today I am using the Pro version, so a number of these pictures that you will see are Pro. So if you are following along with this step, you do want to try to find a model that you can use for your picture. So I'm going to click Edit, BG Remover. Okay, I like that one. I think it works. I think it kind of looks like she's buried a little bit there in the snow. So that's what I'm going to stick with. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go back to my Midjourney Explorer page. I'm going to click on Save Image As, and then I normally leave the file name as what it was and click Save. So now you want to go back to the description and click on the next link for the AI Upscaler. This Upscaler does allow you to use it for free for a limited time, and then they do charge. I've put my spending limit at $5 a month, which I've never come close to. You can see in April, I was upscaling quite a bit. It cost me 44 cents. And then since then, I upscaled just a few images and it's cost me 1 cent. I have looked for other free upscalers and I've compared it with just using Photoshop because I do have Photoshop. And the quality of the images so far has been best using this upscaler. So you want to scroll down and go to the folder that you saved your image at. And then you'll just drag it where it says drop a file or click to select. So you can click to select the file or you can just drag and drop it. And you'll see your image here. I like to do 8 times and then you just click submit. So it's not to say that you can't use the other AI upscalers, like Photoshop's one. Just like I said, for the best quality, so far this one's it. Maybe that gives me a little bit of advantage over my competition if they're just using a free one, a different free one, or Photoshop. So now that it's been upscaled, I right-click on it and I save the image. And then again, I leave it as output and click save. So now that we've upscaled the image and saved it, the next step is to resize the image to a large version and a small version. The large version is the one that you're going to sell to your customer. The small version is the one that you're going to be able to upload to Etsy to show your customer what it looks like. Now, I use Photoshop for this. So I'll show you that first. If you don't have Photoshop, I'm going to walk you through how to use Photopea. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop the output image. Okay, then I'm going to go to image size. So you can see the resolution is still 72. So I want the resolution to be 300 and I want it to preserve the details 2.0. And you can see now how big it is. It's 149 inches wide, 99 inches tall. So it's a very, very large. I'm just going to turn that back to pixels. And for my landscape images, I like to save the large image, the width to be 9,600 by 6,400. And then I'll hit OK. And then I'm going to save that. So I'm going to save, click on File, and then click on Save a Copy. I'm going to call that Christmas Polar Bear Large. And then I like to keep it smallest file size, so the slowest saving. So it does take a little bit to save the file that's that large. And now that the large image is saved, you want to go back to image, image size, and we're going to create the smaller image, the one that we're going to upload to Canva and then upload to Etsy. And we already created our Canva size, so we know that the small one is going to be 3,000 by 2,000. And then we're going to hit OK. And then we'll click File, save a copy. Just click on the Christmas polar bear large to get the same name to appear, but now we're gonna title it small and hit save. And then okay. So that's the way that I normally resize and save my images. If you don't have Photoshop, you can go to Photopea. Okay, so that's Photopea, PEA.com. And just like we did in Photoshop, it says drop any files here. Okay, so we're going to look for the output one. And that's the one we had upscaled with the AI upscaler. And we're going to drag it. Okay, and again, just like Photoshop, you want to go to image, image size, DPI. We're going to switch that to 300. And the pixels for the large is going to be 9,600 by 6,400. We'll click OK. And then we'll click File, Export as PNG. Okay, and then it asks you for the name. So we can put Christmas polar bear large, and I'm just going to put number 2 and hit save. Okay, and then I'm going to click on image again to do the smaller size. And we're going to go 3,000 by 2,000. Click OK. File, export as PNG. Christmas polar bear small. And save. Okay, so we've created our images in Midjourney. We've upscaled them with the AI upscaler. We've resized them either in Photoshop or Photopea. Now we're going to upload the large files to your Google Drive. And this is a way that you're going to then get a link so the customer can access those files when they buy them, because unfortunately, they're too large to upload to Etsy. So if you have a Google account, you do have a Google Drive. I did create a new Gmail account for Lenslush backdrops, so it has its own separate Google Drive. And the way that I normally access Google Drive is I'll just search for Google Drive and then click on Google Drive Sign In. If you're already signed into your Google account, that will take you to your Google Drive in the current account that you're signed in. If you go to the right and click on your Google account icon, you can sign out or add another account. Okay, and then you'll just type in you can create an account for your new business. If you've already created one, you'll just put in the email address and password, and then it will bring you into your Google Drive. And you can see this is where I've saved all of the different backdrops that I sell on my site. So now you can right click and create a new folder. And I do this when I'm selling a bundle. So there's a number of images in there. When I'm only selling a single image, I don't do that. I just go to the Christmas polar bear large. So the one that I want to sell, and I just drag and drop. Okay, and then it says uploading one item, less than a minute left. Okay, so while that's uploading, we'll move back to Canva. So here we had our original image that wasn't upscaled, so I'm going to delete that because it's not as clear as the image that I'd like to have. On the left side in Canva, I'm going to click on Upload, Upload Files, and then I'm going to click on the small image. If you accidentally click on the large image, you'll get an error that you can't upload a file that large to Canva. I'm also going to delete this one because we don't need that one anymore. I'll click on that to place it into the photo. I'm going to click on Position, okay, and Send to Back. And then it's just a much clearer, crisper image. Okay, so recap, we've created our image. We've upscaled it with the AI upscaler. We've resized it, large and small. We've now uploaded our large file to Google Drive. Okay, and now we've got our image that we're going to show people what it would look like with a model in it. We're now going to make a duplicate of the page and take out the model. So now we have the plain image of what the customer is going to get. And then we're going to duplicate it again because we're going to make a title image. There are a number of different ways to do your title page. Some people do their title page with the model in it. That has some benefits because you don't have to have the watermark. Having the model in it in itself is going to protect your image from somebody most likely using it. It's going to be harder for them to get that model out of the picture to be able to use your backdrop. If you're not going to put the model in it as your main title page, what I like to do is put in the name of my store. Some people put in kind of their keyword. So Christmas polar bear, perhaps. Just going to change up the font. Okay, and because that's challenging to see, I'm going to put a shape underneath it. Just going to change that to more rounded corners. Make the text white. Change that color, maybe to something that's in the image. And I like to make it a little bit transparent. And then just move it. I don't want to put it up here. I don't know if somebody would, but that does give them an opportunity to crop my title out and still use this part of the image. So if I put it right over top of the bear, it makes it much harder for them to do anything with that image unless they were to buy the actual one without that on it. So that's going to be my title. Now, the one with nothing in it, so I want the customer to see the exact image that they're going to get, but I still don't just want to give them the plain image because, again, they could just copy that image and use it without having to buy it. So you want to put some kind of a watermark on it. For a while, I was just typing in the name of my store and then putting the transparency down, but I didn't like the way that that looked. So then I started going more with a grid and put lines on it. So then I just copy that and paste another one side by side, and then I just drop the transparency down for that. Okay, so just enough you can see the image nice and clear, but it would be obvious if somebody just tried to use that with the lines in it. So now I do want to change the name of this Canva file. And now we're going to download them. So we're going to click on Share, Download. You've got PNG selected. You have the option of downloading them individually, so you could do one at a time. Or you can do all three at a time, and it will come in a zip file. So I'm going to do all three. And then you're going to want to go and find where that downloaded. Okay, and then we're going to right-click on the file. Extract all. Yours might look a little bit different depending on how you normally extract your files. Now, I like to rename the files to put in some of those keywords of Christmas, polar bear, backdrop, just so that if that does make a difference in the Etsy search algorithm, that's taken care of. Okay, so our pictures are now ready to go. If we check Google Drive, it says our upload is complete and we can see it there. So the next thing that we need to do is create a document that the customer can download that has the link to get their image. So you could always use a text document and just include the link in there. But if you want it to look nice and pretty, I like to use a PDF. So that's what I'm going to walk you through today, how to do a PDF in Canva. Homepage of Canva, if you search for download thank you page, this is actually the one that I use right here. It is a pro, again, so you would need a pro account for it. If you were going to create a thank you page from scratch and you want it to look similar, I would just click on Create Design, Custom Size. Inches, you're doing 8.5 by 11. So resume size, document size. And then I take the actual image that I uploaded and I put that up at the top. And then I take some text and I just say thank you. And then a subheading for your purchase. Let me just zoom in so you can see that a bit better. I make that white text. The font. Again, that is a pro font, so you will have to play with the fonts if you don't have the pro account, just to find a font that you like. And make that bigger. Change that to white. And then what I'll do for each image that I upload is I'll just make a copy of this document and then change the link. So it pretty much stays the same, except I change up this top header and sometimes I change up the colors a little bit. So we'll put a little rectangle here. Okay, and then I put some more text that says, please click the link below to go to your digital product. Font size 17. And then I change the font up again. This one is not a pro font, so you can use that one if you do have a free account. And then I like to make that italic. And then we want some more text that says, download your images here. And then I like to put an effect on this, kind of make it like a button. So you put background. And then you can change the color of the background. I like to get the colors from the image. So example, I'll click on this one. If you click on the color and scroll down, it'll show you colors that are in the photo. So we can click and see what color we might want to go there. I like this color. So now when I come back to the button here, go to effects, down here, I can see the document colors that we have. I can switch it up to that. I'm just going to switch that to a 20. And I don't like the color, so I'm going to switch that to something else. And then I like to include my logo. I'll normally have that uploaded in my uploaded files, or I can just copy it from another document and paste it in. I also used a dotted line to separate this section. Make it a little lighter. Okay, and then at the bottom, I put another rectangle and some more text. So I'm just right-clicking and copying, or Control-C and Control-V to copy the text. So you can right-click on it and copy, or you can click on it, then press Control-C and then Control-V. Okay, and then here I'm going to say, for any issue regarding this product, please contact me. I just play with it, move it around. So I'm still not a fan of this color here, so I want to switch that up. Just going to go and look at what other colors are in the document that I might want to switch it up to. So I'm thinking I like this color. I'll try that out. Okay, and then for the text, I'm going to change the text to match a color that's in my logo. I might just make that a little bigger. I'm going to switch that color back. Okay, so I think I'm happy with my thank you page. Now we just need the link to actually work. So we're going to go back to our Google Drive. If you click on the 3 little arrows on your picture, it says more actions. And then it says share. And it says copy link. It says link is copied, manage access. So if you click on manage access, so right now it says restricted. Only people with access can open the link. We want to click on the down arrow and select anyone with the link. This allows anyone with the link that we're going to give them to be able to access the photo. And then you'll click done. We're going to go back to Canva to the thank you letter. We're going to select the text, click on link. I'm going to paste in the link there and hit enter. Okay, and now the link has been added. I'm just going to rename this, thank you, and then I'm just going to put polar bear. And now we're going to download it. And we want to download a PDF, and standard is fine. Click download. Okay, and now you want to go to where it was saved. Okay, and I like to open it up and just double check that I've got the right document and it's going to the right place. So we click on the link, and then it opens up the Christmas polar bear large PNG file that you saved. Okay, so we've got all of our photos ready, and we've got our thank you PDF for them to download ready. And now that you have your Canva thank you page created, the next time you go to create a product, it's going to be much faster. When you're at the home page, you're just going to go to that thank you page again, click on the dots, and make a copy of it. Then all you have to do is change the link to the new link that you're going to get from your Google Drive for the new product. The same with all the pictures that we've created. You're going to make a copy, and then all you need to do is replace this image with the new image, and your title is going to be there. Again, just move the grid out of the way, replace the image, put the grid back, and all that's been finished. And then, so all you really need to do is if you're going to add a model to one of the pictures, then you can do that as well. And now the moment that we've all been waiting for, we finally get to start creating our listing in Etsy. So head over to your Etsy shop manager. Okay, so once you're in your shop manager in Etsy, the first thing that we actually need to do is go to settings. Because our product was created by Midjourney, we need to tell Etsy that we have a production partner. So we want to go to settings and click on production partners. Okay, now I've already added Midjourney in here, but you're going to want to, if you haven't already yourself, click on add new production partner. I'm just going to click on edit here so you can see what you need to put in the fields. So your production partner is Midjourney. As far as I could find, the location for them is San Francisco, California. For about the production partner, I just put Midjourney helps me to create designs and backdrops that I then edit in Photoshop to create a finished product. So you could switch that to Photopea, Canva. Okay, then under about the production partner, I selected that I don't have the technical ability or equipment to make it entirely by myself. I collaborate with my production partner to design my products. They make a component of my product and I do the rest. Okay, and then on yours, you're just going to click Save Partner. And now once that's done, we're going to click on Listings. Now, if you already had some digital backdrops set up, you can click over here to manage this listing and you can create a copy. and that will open up a copy of the listing that you clicked on, and then you can just edit and make the changes from there for the new product. For now, we're just going to start right from scratch and click on add a listing. And it asks you, is it a physical item or digital files? We're going to select digital files. Who made it? Another company or person. What is it? A finished product. When did you make it? Recently, so just now. Select production partners and then click Midjourney and done. And then we'll click continue. And the next thing that we need to do is create our title. I had a comment on another one of my videos where someone asked, how do I manage my keywords? They said they found their biggest struggle is to get the right keywords for their niche to even get seen. So this is where I use Everbee, and I use Everbee to help me decide what keywords to include in my title and what keywords to include in my tag. Now, if you don't have Everbee, that's all right. You can still click on the Everbee link in the description. Everbee offers a no credit card required free plan, so you can try that for free. Their hobby plan includes 10 analytics searches per month, which is more than enough to get your first product listed. So we are selling a Christmas polar bear digital backdrop. I don't think anybody is going to be searching specifically for that. Not a lot of searches at least. But I do think people are going to be searching for polar bear. So let's take a look at that. So these numbers that are coming up are part of the Everbee extension. So it's letting me know roughly how many monthly searches each keyword is getting. So polar bear is getting 278 monthly searches. So let's click on that. Now you can see for just polar bear, there is quite a bit of competition. And when we scroll down, some of the first products that are listed are actually digital backdrops. And then we get a lot of other products with polar bears. We do want to see more of what the polar bear digital backdrop products are using. So I'm going to refine that search a little bit. Okay, so now you can see the results have dropped quite a bit. So somebody might be going in and looking at polar bear. They may see some digital backdrops. They're going to then probably refine their search a little bit more if that's something they're actually interested in. Okay, so now we're going to click on Product Analytics with the Everbee extension. And now this is going to pull up all of the products that were on that page. And we're going to be able to get more information on their total sales for that listing, monthly sales, how old the listing is, how many reviews that listing has, how many times it's been favorited, how many times it's been viewed, how old the shop actually is, also what category they put it under. So you can see for most of these digital backdrops, they put it under arts and collectibles. And you can see the conversion rates and then the total shop sales. So I like to come over and have the monthly sales up towards the top, the largest monthly sales. But we're in August right now when I'm creating this video. So imagine there's not a lot of searches probably happening right now for Christmas polar bear digital backdrops or polar bears. But we want to get ready for Christmas season and when those searches are going to start. So I'm going to focus more on total sales. Now this top one here has had 174. So I'm just going to click on this here, and that's going to pull up even more information. That gives you a link where you can go and view it on Etsy. It gives you the full title. You can see the shop details. And then if you scroll down, you can also see the tags that they used, what kind of volume each tag has or each keyword, and the competition. I'm not an expert in title writing or in tags, so I'm just sharing what I did in listing my products to get found and to get those 9 sales in my first month. So because this digital backdrop was up at the top of the page when I searched for polar bear, and when I search for polar bear digital backdrops, they're doing something right. So I'm going to not fully copy what they're doing because not everything about their product applies to my product, but I'm going to look at the keywords that they chose to use in their title, the keyword that they chose to use in their tags, and I'm going to take what applies to my product. And then I may come down to a few of these other products and see if they're using anything else that I can add to mine as well. So I'm just going to view their product on Etsy so I can copy the title. I'm going to take out digital backdrop for kids. And the one I created isn't really funny, so that doesn't apply. So I'm going to take that one out as well. I'm going to add in Christmas polar bear photography backdrop. Oh, I really like this. The volume's quite high, so instant download. Okay, and then I'm going to take a look at another one and just see what keywords they might be using as well. So here we can see the Christmas backdrop, Christmas overlay, polar bear digital. Okay, so we have polar bear digital background, Christmas, polar bear photography backdrop, instant download. I'm going to add winter photography backdrop. Okay, so that's a title that I'm going to use for now. And then while we're here, let's scroll all the way down and take a look at our tags. Okay, I'm just going to go back to that first product. Okay, so remember Everbee is showing us the tags that listing is using. And then Etsy is taking into consideration those tags, titles, and description when pulling up the products for each person's search that's most relevant. So again, if we're assuming that our customers are going to be searching for polar bear products, then Everbee is showing us the most relevant tags that we'll probably want to be looking at using. Okay, so I'm going to pick polar bear backdrop, instant download, photo backdrop, photography backdrop, digital background, digital backdrop. We saw on that other listing, they had polar bear digital. Okay, and then I'm going to add a Christmas polar bear composite backdrop, Photoshop backdrop, winter backdrop. Got 2 left. Christmas backdrop, and then just polar bear. Okay, so we've used all of our tags there. That is my quick way of choosing my titles and my tags by using Everbee, just seeing what actually got in sales. They obviously had to get found to get those sales. So what are they using in their title and their tags to get there? I have to say that when I first started using Everbee, I was pretty skeptical of the numbers, but we can easily take a look on Lenslush backdrops. Again, if you go to the store and you click on product analytics, we know I've had 12 sales. We know what's sold. We can go and take a look, and it accurately shows the exact sales that I've gotten. So if you haven't already, get over there to Everbee, get signed up so you can follow along and make your title and your tags. Again, no credit card required, and they do have a free plan. It's something that I use pretty much every day to try to find products that are actually selling, so I'm not wasting my time. Now we get to add our photos. Again, it says you can drag and drop, or you can click on there to add the photos. I'm just going to drag and drop my 3 photos and then wait for them to load up. Now our images are loaded. If they're not in the right order, you can just drag and drop them. But we do want the title image to be number 1. That's what people are going to see in the search. You have the ability to adjust the thumbnail if you wanted to zoom in on it a little bit closer, but I'm just going to leave that. Now it says digital files. Buyers can download these files as soon as they complete their purchase. You can add up to 5 files. So this is where we're going to put our PDF. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop that. And now it's time for the description. So I keep this saved on Etsy with just the terms and disclaimer. So I can just copy and paste it in there. If you want to take a look at it, you can use that terms and disclaimer for yourself. You can add your own flair to it or change it up. But it just says, these are digital backdrops and nothing will be shipped to you. Our digital backdrops are for personal, non-commercial use only. However, it can be used for end products between a photographer and a client. It does say that you need to use a photo editing program to use these backgrounds. If you're not familiar with Photoshop, Canva is a great option for beginners. These are digitally created images, and as such, they may have imperfections. Please view the sample pictures before purchasing. Refunds are not accepted as our digital backdrops are instantly available for download upon purchase. Okay, and then if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message us. Thank you for choosing Lensless Backdrops for your digital backdrops needs. And then above the terms and conditions, I put in what's included. And again, I have that saved as a template, so I just copy in from a previous one. And then, so in this case, this includes 1 Christmas polar bear digital backdrop. The dimensions are the same. Resolution, file type, instant download. There's no watermark. These are digitally created images and as such may have imperfections. I like to state that a few times because the image by Midjourney, you zoom in and it's not always perfect. I always try to look for those imperfections, but they're not always 100% perfect. And then sometimes I switch it up where I will put a description above the includes, or sometimes I'll put it in between the terms and disclaimer. Now, for my description, I use a website called Jasper AI. It is a paid program. They do have a free trial, and you can use my link below for the free trial. What I do is I take the title and I ask Jasper Chat, create a short description for an Etsy product titled, and then explain a little bit more about it. So I'm going to include what it includes just to give Jasper some more to go on. And then hit enter. Let's see what he comes up with. So immerse yourself in the magical winter wonderland of our polar bear digital backdrop. Perfect for Christmas themed photography, this digital background features a charming polar bear in a snowy landscape with high resolution, 300 dpi, and dimensions of 9,600 by 6,400. The image delivers impeccable detail and clarity. Available as instant PNG download, you can easily incorporate it into your photography work right after purchase. And then it goes on to include the imperfections again. So I'm going to take that part out because I think we've said that enough. I'm just going to copy this part, add that into my description there. No watermark will mar your beautiful winter backdrop. Create stunning festive imagery on our polar bear digital photography background. So I'm going to include that as well. And there's my description. Thank you, Jasper. And now we get to move down to price. And because it's digital and you're not paying any production cost, you're going to set the price that you'd like to see. So for this one, I'm just going to set it at $5 for now. And for quantity, I'm going to enter in the 999 because if you enter in a quantity of 1 and that 1 sells, and then they're going to think that you have no more left. Now we click on add category. Okay, and then I search for digital backdrop. Now, sometimes I mix it up. I'll choose the presets and photo filters, or I'll choose the digital prints. So for today, I'm going to pick digital prints. Okay, and then for attributes, we don't really have a primary or secondary color. You could put in the width and the height. I normally don't. If you have different sections in your shop, like Christmas or any of the other holidays, you can select that. You have the option to showcase this listing at the top of your shop's homepage to make it stand out. You could turn on Etsy ads if you wanted to here. And then your renewal options. So each renewal lasts for 4 months or until the listing sells out. So if you put it to automatic, this means it will automatically renew and charge you the 20 cents. If you put it to manual, the listing will expire and you will have to decide to renew it. So if it's a seasonal photo, I'll normally put this to manual so I have a little bit more control. Okay, guys, so we just scroll back, kind of make sure that we got everything. Unfortunately, the ability to preview it yet is not there. And when you're ready, you hit publish. So then it says you're about to publish this new listing. There is a non-refundable fee of 20 cents for each new listing. By publishing, you agree to pay this fee. The publication date will reset to today's date, and the listing will expire 4 months from today. And then publish. And now you can click on your store to see that it's now been listed. And there you have it. How does that feel? From start to finish, you now have your very own digital backdrop for sale on your Etsy store. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And I would love to hear any other videos or suggestions that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a great day.